Hello and welcome everyone to the Footy Game Day Squad show. I'm your host Cal, and joining me today I've got Tom as we're here to break down everything preview for the AFL Round 15 as we gear up for Game Day Squad. Tom, it's good to have you back.
Mate, it's great to be back, but what a stitch up. Only us two today, banding together, no Kerm. I was super pumped to have everyone here, but I can't wait for this show today. We've got something real special, real exciting that we're going through, and maybe you want to tell them a little bit more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I do, I'm just going to let everyone know Kerm is sick again. So shout out to Kerm. We hope you're getting through it, mate, up there in Cairns. We can't wait to have our full team together. If you're like me and you miss Kerm's voice, check out the review show we did because we broke down everything from round 14, which was the first week of competitions. But Tom, that is what that secret thing you were talking about. Competitions are up and running for Game Day Squad. This is going to be our second week of competitions. For you, it's going to be your first because you're away in Boston running around with the NBA. But yep. I know you're super keen. We did a whole video on you building your team, opened packs. That should have come out the day before this video. So go check it out if you're interested to see how Tom got his team to where it is today. But we're going to preview the round ahead. We're going to talk about how our teams are sitting. And we're going to change up this preview show just like we did our review show. Because since last time we did a preview show, the platform launched. So there's a few cool things we've got there. One of the things that we're going to keep the same, though, is Kerm's news. But because Kerm's not here, I thought I'd give everyone a bit of an update on where the platform is at. So we still have a few weeks to go in this season yet. And while we don't have our seasonal competition up and running yet, we are planning to have that from next week. So this will be the second week of competition, but this week and last week, the scores didn't count towards your seasonal comp, whereas as of next week, they'll start, and the seasonal comp, the comp will start running with the weekly comps. So whether you're in the capped league or in the open league, or you want to jump between the two, it is all ready to go. So make sure if you haven't already, jump on our Discord. It's where everything's happening. It's where we give our updates. It's where you can ask questions and get instant responses. So yeah, we can't wait to see a few more people on that, showing us your packs and showing us your team as we build the platform out. So Tom.
Yeah, love that. And the link's down below, guys. So click on that, join. It's free, so why not?
Absolutely. Speaking of free, Tom, pack opening of the week. This is our fault because we haven't been around for a few weeks, so we haven't been banging the drum. Tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, mate, we actually had no submissions, and I did a pack opening, so I was thinking about being a cheeky boy and putting myself in there, but I couldn't bring myself to doing it. Guys, there's free packs. We have your weekly rewards coming out. If you did enter the competition in week 1, if you literally submit that pack and no one else submits a pack next week, I will pick you as winner of pack of the week and give you 3 more packs to open. Make that team a little bit more juicy. But guys, submit your packs to the Discord. The link's down below, or alternatively to any of our socials. And yeah, good luck, and hopefully you can win some free packs.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to give them away, so make sure you're sharing them with us. And plus, as you've seen in our last video, we're addicted to opening packs, so we are all for seeing what people get. Tom, we're going to roll into question of the round, and this time in this preview show, it's going to be about our fantasy, our sport Game Day Squad, our platform, which we're so excited about. We don't have to talk about hypotheticals or AFL Fantasy or AFL SuperCoach. We are talking Game Day Squad. I can't wait. What is your first Game Day Squad question that you have burning there?
Yeah, mate, I'm super pumped for this as well. I've gone with Tommy Lynch here, and he's missed some significant time over the season due to injury. But despite that, he's been pretty good for fantasy managers who have decided to start him this year. But my question of the round is, with Lynch being 6 goals behind current Coleman medal leader Charlie Corno, or Corn Rowe as I called him in another episode, shout out to my guy, can he start pushing for the top spot? With a huge clash against Geelong Cats this week, Lynch is going to need to have a big fantasy week to help secure a win.
Ooh, I like that because I was looking at Lynch myself. I'll get into how my team is and how my depth is up forward, but I was tossing him up, so I like that one because my eyes did cross him. My question of the round. So I haven't taken one with my team yet, so I was thinking you guys haven't seen my team or not since the review show. So I wanted to talk a bit of strategy, and I'm keen to hear if anyone wants to take this. I've told you that the seasonal comps don't start this week, but the weekly comps are still going. So if you feel like you potentially, on average, wouldn't be in the top 10 of any of the capped or open leagues, Do you take a bit of a risk here and go for some real yo-yo players and hope you hit on a few real high upside players, knowing that there's the potential that they might bottom out completely? So I know we've spoken about them in the past. Your Bailey Fritches, who might go off for 130, 150, but could also get you a 50. Do you take him over someone that you know is going to go in and get you your solid 100? Because you can afford to take a risk this week. So, yeah, I'm keen to see what people's strategy is, depending on how strong they think their teams are. Of course, it is very hard to know where your team sits against the current pack because we've only had 1 week of competitions, and it was a bye week as well. So, yeah, I'm very keen to see how people go. Please let us know what your strategy is heading into this round because, I'm dying to hear what people and how people want to play this game. And, yeah, I'm sure everyone else is keen to hear how everyone else is playing as well.
Yeah, for sure. What a good question, because there's going to be those zags throughout the year, and they could honestly be the difference between you being in the top 3 and getting a season or a weekly reward or not. So I'm super keen and super pumped to see what people are going to do there.
Yeah, for sure. Top 10 in all competitions get prizes as well. Go check out Instagram or any social what you're on. We just announced what the prizes for the remainder of 2022 are going to be.
Let's go.
Tom, on to the exciting part of the show. We are bringing up your team on screen now. So all these players you have packed live in our videos. Your bronze ones are from the packs months ago, and all those other beautiful coloured ones are from yesterday's video. But I want to hear a couple of things. Tell us some of those highlight cards that you did pack this week, and then tell us your strategy. Who have you picked this week? Some of the big names and why?
Yeah, mate, but let me go into and give some context to the viewers. Please go back and watch the pack opening because I do go into a bit of the strategy and what I was doing there and what I was looking for. But I'm going for the capped league this year. Callum and Kerm are both in the open league. I'm doing a sort of road to glory. I'm really excited to do it. I've nominated a franchise player, which I'll get into in a second. But because of this, I've had to really strategy up and I've had to look at different players, their grading of NFT, and consider whether they can be in my lineup or not. But as you can see in front of you, there is my team.
I was just going to say, just quickly, a quick explanation for those who aren't across it. So capped means we've got a salary cap of 12 million. If you go over that salary cap, you cannot compete in the capped league. So it's trying to take that pay to win element out. So for those players like myself that want to open a whole bunch of packs, get the best team I can, those people like Tom or those other people who don't want to spend any money, at least have a competition to aim for and you won't be competing against the likes of myself and say Kerm. But of course, the prizes in leagues are the same, so it's not like we're getting a better prize pool than those who don't want to spend any money. But you're trying to keep under it. You're trying to go for the capped, which I love. It's something different. Talk us through, because there is a balancing act. You would have had to get some. Yeah, you would have had to give some players out to make yourself sit under that 12 million.
Yeah, mate. As we mentioned, I had a couple platinum, some diamond pools in the pack opening, so go check it out. They were pretty juicy, but I haven't been able to play any of them due to the cap. You can see I am 12 million out of 12 million on the dot. There is no room to put in a higher graded card anywhere in the team, but the big standouts for me down back is Jordan Dawson, that gold card there.
First card
I'm super pumped for him. He's going to be a machine for my team, and I'm loving that multiplier that he gets with the gold. It was worthwhile investment spending that salary on him. Looking in the middle, I'm loving that silver Ben Keys. It's great value for money. He's a ball magnet. And then Stephen Cornelio as well. He's been having a great season. And then I looked at some values, some silvers with Noah Anderson, Jai Simpkin, and a bronze in Sam Menegola. I needed to cut down on the salary there. But I have someone coming in the next couple of weeks who I'm super pumped about. And you got my live reaction to what happened to this player last video. So again, check it out. My ruck there, not too impressive. Fortunately, I didn't get too many in the pack opening. But up forward, biggest
Luke
standouts
Jackson,
for me.
though, as a bronze is good because Maxi Gawn is out for the next month. And again, I'm going to break something to you here as well, Tom, because you were in Canada. Jeez, it's close. You're in America. Boston's pretty close to Canada. Sorry, I got Formula One in my head still. But Maxi Gawn is out for a few weeks as well, which means Luke Jackson is now going to step up as the number one ruck for Melbourne over the next month. So that could be the best card over the next month in the ruck spot. So don't sell Lukey Jackson short there.
Yeah, I definitely knew that, which is exactly why I put him into my team. But looking at the forward line, Mitch Duncan, huge standout for me. I had a couple big decisions to make here. This was really where it got tough for me because I started from the backs, went through the mids, and this is where I really had to consider my salary cap.
Yeah,
so you can see I've gone for 2 golds, 3 silvers, and a bronze with the all bronze bench, putting me again 12 million on the dot. I'm really excited for this week. This is my first week of competition in week 2, and I'm pretty bullish on this team. I believe we have some standout players, some good all-around production. I'm looking at a top 10 finish here.
Ooh,
I want some rewards this week. I want some. That's it. Yeah.
I love it.
Callum,
because
take us through your team.
Well, with this, what I loved about the capped strategy or the capped competition is you have to be smart about where you're putting those bronze players in because you do need them. And you've got a couple down back and a couple in the mids, and then you've got one up forward. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see if someone just goes, you know what, forwards are the lowest scoring traditionally. Do I just put my 6 bronze there and then put the higher ranked cards in the midfield, or do you spread it out and show the love like you have? I'm very keen to see what people do. So.
Look, with building the team, I definitely identified some positions and some things you can do strategy-wise to boost this team up and get it a bit better. I just currently don't have the NFTs or the cards yet to put them in, but hopefully I can get some weekly rewards, get the players that I'm looking for, and we can take a deep dive into the strategy that I want to go with this year.
Oh, I love that. I love that a lot. Tom, I'm going to talk about my team now, and I'm just bringing it on screen here.
Yeah, take me through it.
People would have seen my team in the review show, so I have made a few changes because obviously there was the buy and there was a few. We had the rollback issue that everyone on Discord is aware of. Also spoke about it again in the previous review show. Jeez, I keep getting them mixed up. But yeah, go back and check that one if you want to figure out what was going on there. My best card for the week that I packed was a gold Matty Rao. Now, it's okay. I think you'd take it in the capped league.
He's in some good form.
Yeah, he is, but he's not. There's other sons I would have taken over him. So yeah, with my packs this week, I was actually disappointed. Didn't open too many, but yeah, that was my best of a bad bunch. But in terms of my changes, I want to talk through what I've done. I'm going to go line by line like you have as well. My back line, the players you can see there in my 6 are actually my best 6, and then there's a massive drop off to, I think, Lockie Ash, and then there's an even bigger drop-off after him. So for me, my backline was quite easy. It was just pick the 6 players that I actually trust, regardless of rarity. So you can see there, I'm lucky, I've got my Diamond Whitfield, which is my prized possession at the moment. I got a Platinum Rich, which has been up and down, but, I've gone a couple of golds as well there. But, yeah, nothing else really pushing. And even in, like, the silver gold range, there wasn't too many other cards as well. Even a bronze. There's not, like, a bronze standout that I'd want to throw
Just personally, I'm super jealous about that Jack Crisps there. What a bloody card to have as a part of the team. Such a good young player. And, again, we're a dynasty platform. These will be transferable from season to season. You got to think he's set and forget for the next couple of years, eh?
Oh, yeah. And there's a few like that. I reckon moving to my midfield, bit more depth for me here. So this is where I actually had to be strategic. Now, one of the let's call it unintended rules for GameDay Squad in 2022 is we don't actually have a restriction on how many trades you can make in and out. Now in 2023 that will be different. We will have a limit on trades. We'll talk more about that in the future. But for this year, it does give us the open rein to be like, hey, out of all the midfielder cards I have, who am I going to play? And you can see there, Paddy Cripps, he was probably the first name on my sheet because I love him. And I've also had to go Millsy and McCluggage and Tom Green and McRae, who is just in some awesome form at the moment. But even as Petrarca misses out. Now he's a silver, right? So that means he's going to get 10% less off the bat than Mills and McCluggage just because of the multipliers. But it was a tough call. But I've decided that's the 5 I'm going with. And then if someone is not doing well, it's Petrarca that comes in if the Demons come back to form.
You know what? I agree with it. Looking at the form of the players that are currently in there and the multiplier, as you just mentioned, I'm about that. I think that's a great midfield. Yeah. Great call.
And a few platinums in there. That's where I'm really hoping my midfield makes the money for me. I've got Timmy English. I do not have a lot of ruck spots at the moment. So English is my lock and then Wits is my best. And I don't have anyone higher than a gold at the moment. So for me, that was the easiest one for me to make. And of course, in the open competition, I'm not worried about salary cap. I'm going to maximize my score. Down back though, I just want to say, I thought my forward line sucks.
Up forward.
My
Yeah.
Achilles heel is up forward, and you're looking at that and you go, oh, really? Is it bad? My depth is just shocking. So again, like the back line, these are the players that I have. I like my Duncan. I like Zach Bailey. I like Cam Rayner, but they're not the multipliers that I want. I want them being diamonds, and some of them have. All the diamonds I have up forward are just spuds or too young to play. So, yeah, my pack luck hasn't been good. I've seen some other better teams out there. So, yeah, don't have a lot of depth. But I've had to actually play Tom Lynch. And I'm glad you brought that up as a question, because I had the option between him, Charlie Kernrow, your boy, Cornrow. Now you've got me saying Kernrow. It's Corner. I don't know. I'm not even going to be able to pronounce his proper name by the end of it, because he's going to wig me out so much. Charlie Dixon as well. Some of these big forwards that don't score well traditionally in fantasy, they're the only players I've got and could choose from.
Even Fritsch on the bench, quite similar to all those players there. So big call to make, but you've given the nod to Tom Lynch.
Yeah, I have. And I don't know why, but I didn't know you were going to ask the question. But if there's going to be one person that gets dropped between now and the lockout Thursday night, it is going to be Tommy Lynch.
His seat is very hot in this team. I love that.
But rolling on, Tom, that's not who I've got in the hot seat this week. In the hot seat, I've actually gone and thrown my midfielder, Tom Green. And like I said, my midfield is the only position of depth at the moment. And his platinum card at the moment is saving him from someone like Christian Petrarca jumping in and getting his spot. Now, he's done pretty well the last couple of weeks. A couple of scores over 100. I just need him to keep it up, because the moment his form drops off, I think he's going to be out of my team quick smart. So that's who I've got in the hot seat this week.
Yeah, well, and fair enough, but he has been having a great year. I feel like he's deserved and earned his spot in your team, and he's going to continue to do so. The Giants are playing much better footy compared to the start of the season.
Yeah, new coaching system definitely is helping him. So, yeah, no, I like that for what they're doing for Tommy Green. So, yeah, who have you got in the hot seat, though? Tell me.
I've taken the exact same approach. I'm looking at my midfielders. I need a big performance from one of them, and his name is Ben Keys.
Ooh. Had a shocker last week, didn't he?
He did, but he had a magical start to the season. He was so in form, but we haven't seen this same triple-digit production from him since week 11. It is now week 15, slowly creeping up upon us. Can we expect to see Ben Keys back on top of the fantasy score sheets, or is this slight drop-off going to be continue? Because I don't want that to. He's one of my best players in the midfield. I need him to have a big game, and you know what? He has a great opportunity to do that this week if you look at his matchup. So I can't wait for that.
I feel conflicted, because everything you said there is spot on, 100%. He hasn't been the same player that he was at the start of the year. But man, I'd still take a Benny Keys right now on my team. My pack, I would take a Benny Keys. So, no, I like that. Tom, I've got some stats this week in Cal's Stat of the Week, and they're going to be close to home for you, because it's about your Swannies. And unintentionally, we've both donned the red and white for your Swans here. I did have a Golden State jersey. You weren't. I was hoping that yourself and Kerm were both on, so I could show this to you guys and rub in the Boston in your face. But I won't do that. That would just be cruel. But what I've got up here, I've got some stats. Now, this came from Footy Classified, I believe, on Channel 9 or whoever. Shout out to them there's your credit. They've spoken about McDonald's form with and without Buddy Franklin. And I got to watch a lot of McDonald last year. He obviously burst onto the scene in round 1, and he's a really, really good player. And I think he's going to be a genuine star for the Swans for the next 10 years. But it's interesting to see. Look at some of those stats there. On the left, you've got his averages. So disposals, he averages more without Buddy. Marks more. Score involvement's double. And goals, look at that. He goes from averaging 3 goals a game to 1 when Buddy's beside him. So he is a different player. And then have a look over there. Without Buddy, they're winning 85% of their games. And with Buddy, they're only winning 60%, which is quite noticeable. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there at the moment, because not just for Logan McDonald, but there's probably players in the competition, and particularly for fantasy, they're the sort of insights that you want when you know Buddy's out. Hey, maybe it is that time for me to play my Logan McDonald, because you know he's going to play better than what his average shows. So, yeah, if anyone has any sort of couple of players that you go, hey, when he's out, he's better, hit us up with them, because, yeah, we're always trying to find out better ways to improve our team. But, yeah, there's one I saw, and I thought,
what an interesting start. And you are right, very close to home. But I feel like teams can fall in this trap that when you have a star player, you want to force feed them. And that's what happens when Buddy Franklin's out there. But I agree, McDonald is a great player. When he gets given the chance, he is electric. Yeah. He's really, really good.
Nah, he's very, very good. He doesn't look like a second-year player. You guys have got one there. I'm so jealous. The Swans have such a good young core. You guys are going to have some fun in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to move on to a segment that I loved and then hated and now love again. And Tom, you could probably guess why I love it again. And that is Lock of the Round. I'm bringing it up here. Any ideas why I'd love it so much now?
Yeah, I think we all know why you love it so much.
I am back on top. After missing out for weeks, I've finally jumped Kerm, who has been sliding. Now, we did miss a couple of weeks when we weren't around. Again, see the review show for reasons as to why. But I'm back on top. We've had the same amount of wins and correct guesses as Kerm, but I've scored a few more points. But you're still struggling.
Fumbled the bag here.
Yes.
He's fumbled the bag.
Now, Kerm couldn't make it. He was sick, but I did get a statement from him. A statement because I wanted to hear his thoughts and his feelings around this. And he said he'd like to have it known that he initially refused to talk to the press regarding his loss of top spot. But while I'm disappointed in myself, I'm confident the public will see me on top again soon. So they are Kerm's fighting words, and to that I call bullshit because I've got top spot and I'm not letting it go.
I'm Team Kerm. Let's go, Kerm.
Team Kerm, mate, you should be on your own train. Come on. You got to focus on yourself down there. I do know there's a reason why you probably don't want to talk about yourself, and that was because last time out you have continued your form of heartbreak. Do you want to tell us what happened and then who you pick in this week?
Yeah, I would love to tell you what happened. Last lock of the round, I went with Clayton Oliver. He was in some really good form. I was loving his footy, and he actually versed my beloved Swans. And I haven't made that play this year, picking a player that's just versing my team. But I thought, there's no better person to pick. I locked him in for 115 GameDay Squad fantasy points, and he didn't get off to a hot start. I was very concerned watching the game. But he ended up finishing with 20-plus handballs and under 10 kicks, which ended up putting him at a score of 114 for the week. But I want to mention two critical factors which contributed to this 114. He was awarded with one free kick, but was penalised twice, and with the deduction of 2 points for being penalised, I missed out by one free. So if he didn't give away that second free, he would have had 116 for the week. Mate, this season, 8 fantasy points is the difference between me being where I am now and with you guys at 700, which is ridiculous. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to be optimistic about it. And I mentioned before the person which I had in the hot seat, which is Ben Keys. And I'm doubling down with my statement. He's versing the North Melbourne Kangaroos. This is his get-right game. He's going to go back into form this week. I'm locking him in for 120 GameDay Squad fantasy points, and I need to get back in that green column there. So let's see how it goes. I'm very excited. But, mate, take me through with you finally securing first place in this segment. What are you looking forward to this week, and who are you going to select?
I'm looking forward to busting out the curry celebration and showing you my wins as I've racked them up from here. I've gone McRae, and I've locked him in for 120 points. This guy is the most informed player in the competition right now.
You're also doubling down as well on a player in your own team. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That's why I pick him, mate. I'm not going to lock someone in that I know who's going to have a gun game if I'm not going to pick him myself. But I've got him there. He's going to go off for another 120 points. He's been averaging over 140 over the last 3 weeks. Now, in my notes, I've said I've got him down for 110 as a safe bet to hold off Kerm. I've since changed my mind. I'm going to go at 120 because I believe in McRae and what he's going to do. Just want to shout out, I had Rory Laird easily covered the 110 that I had him down for in the last game. That's what got me back to the top. He had 140, so he was fantastic. So,
oof. Yeah, he's huge.
Kerm has not given us his lock of the week this round, so we're going to have to wait and see to next preview show to see who he locked it in. We'll make sure he sends it to us in a chat before that so he can't turn around and lie about it. But yeah, you listeners won't be able to hear who he's locking until next week, so stay tuned for that when we see who's done. Hopefully he's got another shocker lined up so I can go further in front. But Tom, I'm super excited for this week. I'm sure you are more excited than myself and even Kerm, because this is your first crack at Game Day Squad. For anyone else that it's their first crack, I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you enjoy setting up your team. Make sure you're giving us a like if you are enjoying what we're doing here and you're enjoying everything that's happening with Game Day Squad. We're super excited about it. And make sure you also give us a subscribe if you are enjoying this content. And please, above everything else, yell out to us in our Discord. We want to hear your strategy. We want to see your packs. We just get as much excitement out of it as you guys do, hopefully. So, Tom, anything you wanted to finish on?
No, guys, if you have signed up, make sure you submit your players into your active squad so you are eligible for the capped or open league, depending on how many players you put in and how expensive they are. But other than that, thanks for checking in for another episode. We'll catch you in the review show, and good luck in your weekly competitions.